Should be good.
Okay. American Sign Language is beneficial in many aspects of life, especially when those aspects don't allow you to hear. However, despite the obvious reasons on why and how ASL is beneficial, let's dig a little deeper into the bigger aspects of things, such as children's academic standings. According to Christine Lack, one of her students showed a big improvement in his reading, writing, and sentence structure when incorporating ASL. But because of this, he noticed the student had great memorization skills. So with that being said, ASL allows teachers to use all three learning methods: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. And because of this, when only one teacher used one or two different learning styles, she was able to use all three when incorporating ASL. Lastly, statistics show students who know two languages showed greater improvement in their chance of thriving in the classroom environment. When to start incorporating a second language? According to ResearchGate.net, you can start incorporating ASL into children as young as 8 months old by teaching milk and eat to that specific child. However, teachers in the classroom environment, with their main focus being K through 5th grade, believe this is the perfect time to start a second language to see improvements in their students' academic records. When starting to teach ASL, you want to start small by learning the ASL alphabet, which then can teach the students how to fingerspell their name and their vocabulary words into definitions, which will then set a strong foundation into incorporating ASL into your curriculum, into your lessons plans, as well as giving classroom directions to your students. When first introducing ASL into your lesson plans, it can be tricky. However, with the correct online learning tools such as signingtime.com, it is helpful starter plans to get you and your classroom going. My favorite thing about incorporating a second language into your lesson plans is because American English is a language where you can look away and not face that person. ASL, you have to look at that person to understand what is being said and what the directions are being asked of you. With ASL being incorporated into your lesson plans, all three learning styles are going to be utilized. For example, before using ASL, most teachers use one or maybe two different learning styles, such as a PowerPoint for the visual effect and auditory for your vocalization. But when kinesthetic learners, being hands-on learners, they get pushed behind and forgotten about. But because ASL uses all three, incorporates all three learning styles, one of the best examples is learning a new vocabulary word, which uses kinesthetic, auditory, and visual. When learning the word horse, for example, you can put horse and use it at the same time. So when your kindergarten is learning new animals, you can use all three. So not only a minority of your classroom will learn it, but all will be incorporated into learning this vocabulary words. And according to Teacher Tips video on YouTube, he goes over why he likes using a similar version to ASL in his classroom. Because compared to the traditional lectures of textbooks and monotone lectures, techniques, he thinks that by using ASL, his students get more benefited into their grades and how they learn.
Also, it helps solidify information into their brain. I tell my kids that their hands are connected to their brain, which is why I use Tucker Signing, which is a sign language-esque program that helps give signs to the sounds that we learn. So when we learn about, like, for example, predict, the word predict is I'm thinking about looking underneath but not being able to see it. It's helping me give kind of an anchor to some of the big ideas that I teach my kids.
And because he says that it puts the mind and the brain together, the proven statistics of this goes into big depth. According to Educational Play Care blog, children who know ASL score 17% higher on standardized tests administered in middle and early childhood education classrooms compared to students who don't know sign language at all. Tiara V. Malley from Gallaudet University did a study with Marilyn Daniels from Pennsylvania State comparing 4 different classrooms from disadvantaged neighborhoods. 2 of the classrooms were having ASL instructions while the other 2 didn't. At the end of the study, the 2 classrooms that had signing score significantly higher than the other classrooms. However, the African American signing children significantly decreased the big gap from their minority peer groups. They believe the outcome of this was because of the connection between the brain and using all three learning methods and connecting each section of the brain, which allowing the students to focus on their studies while having fun while incorporating everything into it. As evidence shows, sign language is not only beneficial to the hearing impaired, but to the hearing students as well. By allowing teachers to incorporate ASL, they can use all three learning styles into their academic learning for their students, which allows improvements in their reading, vocabulary, and writing. And not only that, it could be incorporated into their math skills. And because of this, this will help their students fully throughout their whole academic career, all the way up into college graduation. To conclude, Roger Bacon once said, "Knowledge of a second language is the doorway to new wisdom." And here we see ASL doing just that by allowing these students to score what they thought was impossible for them. Thank you.
That's it? Good job.
Well, good job.
Very good. You're an excellent speaker, kid.